Hi, this is Yona from Field Teen Center, here to tell you why you should read We Can Be Heroes by Kyrie McCauley, a story about two girls and the ghost of their best friend who fight the patriarchy and abusers by putting up graffiti murals all over their small town. I listened to it as an audiobook on the Libby app. If you're familiar with Kyrie McCauley and her previous book, If These Wings Could Fly, you might already know that this book is going to be about domestic abuse and violence against women. So there's some pretty heavy stuff going into this one that you should be prepared for before you pick the book up. But that said, I think she handles the material in a thoughtful and interesting way. She brings in a lot of educational, informational things into the story. And she writes really good characters, so I do think it's important and worth the time if you feel like you can handle the content. The story starts when Beck wakes up in the middle of the night, can't sleep, and decides that she needs to paint over this billboard for Bell Firearms. And she does this because this is the company and the family who is responsible for the death of her best friend, Cassie. While she is up on this billboard painting, her other friend, Vivian, who is an EMT driving home late one night from a shift, sees her up on this billboard. And what are they going to do after this except work together? The thing is, they were friends, but mostly they were friends with Cassie and not with each other, and things have been really tense with each other since Cassie's death. However, it turns out that Cassie has been haunting Beck's van. And when the three of them are united in this van in the moonlight, they're able to see Cassie's ghost and talk to her, and they realize that she needs help moving on, and they decide that what they need to do is to cover this town in graffiti murals. Of course, the local police force and the Bell family have a problem with this, and pretty soon these girls are having to dodge cops. They have to buy their supplies in this weird backdoor kind of way. The Bell family is coming to Beck's house to make threats to her and her grandpa, so things are very serious and real. And in between these late night graffiti painting escapades, we're learning a little bit more about their relationships with each other, their past with Cassie, and what exactly happened with Cassie and Nick Bell, who is the son and heir of the Bell Firearms family. I really liked that this book is responding to the aftermath of a school shooting as opposed to dealing with like the drama and the grisly horror in the moment, because all of us who live in the United States right now live with, seeing this stuff on the news and imagining what it would be like. So I think that it's a level of horror that is a little bit more relatable to most people and asks the question, what do we do now? The author also draws a connection between gun violence and domestic violence, which I personally hadn't realized was such a strong connection before reading this book. I mostly thought of like armed shooters who are just kind of randomly shooting people, and this is the kind of violence that is not random and is quite preventable if people protect the victims, which in the case of Cassie, the character in this book, didn't happen. Another thing I really like about this story is that it provides some really cool examples of how you can use art to process what you're feeling and heal a little bit and make the world better after something really terrible has happened. The story does have a major queer character. However, it doesn't focus on her struggles in that department very much, and there's no romantic aspect to it. But it's nice to know that that representation is there. All of the major characters are girls who are supported by some of the men around them, sometimes, but they're definitely doing their own thing and not waiting for permission from the men in their lives to help them out. If you're looking for more book recommendations, or if you just want to say hi, we would love to hear from you. You can DM us on Instagram, you can email us, and of course, you can always visit us in person at Field Teen Center. We're located at 1901 Vine Street in Philadelphia, and we're open Monday through Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. These hours can change from time to time, so for the most up-to-date information and for any news and special events, be sure to follow us on social media and check our website. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find something great to read.